Hey, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Yashimai from the GMS Atlanta camp. Before I get into this message, I want to start off by giving all praise, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kakadash, and I want to send double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, the one who teach well. This is going to be an overview on the book of Revelations, chapter 13. And I'm going to break this up into at least two sections so that it's not too long, because it is a very heavy chapter. It covers the beast, it covers the mark. And so hopefully this is an edifying lesson. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is Revelations 13, verse 1. It says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast." Now, who is this? I is John the Revelator in the island of Patmos. And so what John is seeing here is he's seeing the beast system from its infancy, right? And he's seeing the beast system in its downfall. Okay, so it says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy." So first and foremost, what is that beast that he saw there? Let's go ahead and get let's go to first and foremost, let's go ahead and get that the blue letter on the word beast. And I believe it's, if I can remember, it's Therion. That's right, there you go, Therion. So that beast is a metaphorical beast here, okay? Which is a brutal or a bestial man, a savage or a ferocious man. So when we read that definition of a brutal or a bestial man or a savage, the first person that comes to mind is Esau Edom, a man of the field, the basis of men. So this beast that he's talking about is the beast system in relation to Esau Edom. Okay. Now, when we read about the 7 heads here, it says having 7 heads. What are those 7 heads? Well, those 7 heads are or its previous rulerships, right? And so its 7 heads are what? Greek, Rome, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the British, the French, and the Spanish. Those are the 7 heads, its previous rulerships. And the 10 horns are a representation of the vassal states uh, uh, that Rome has, because we are right now, and we are in the continuation, or we are in the revived state of the Roman Empire, and those 10 horns represent its 10 vassal states, which now are the UN. Now, let's get a quick definition on vassal states. Okay, so now a vassal state is a country that is controlled by a more powerful state and is expected to provide military support or pay tribute, right? And this is very key, because in the same way that that ancient Rome operated, is the very same way that modern day Rome is operating. And how is that? The Rome in itself was strong on itself. They had the blessing of the sword according to Genesis 27. But Rome really began to overtake the world by by taking upon other vassal states. And we see a very good example of it in First Maccabees chapter 8. Okay, so this is how Rome operated then, and as we read this, this is exactly how America and the beast system, NATO, operate now. Okay, so this is a letter from the Romans back to Judas Maccabees. Okay, so let's go ahead and start at verse 23. It says, "Good success be to Romans and to the people of the Jews by the sea and by land forever. The sword also and enemy be far from them." if there come first any war upon the Romans or any of their confederates throughout all of their dominion, the people of the Jews shall help them as the time shall be appointed with all their heart. Neither shall they give anything unto them that make war upon them, or aid them with victuals, weapons, monies, or ships, as it has seemed good unto the Romans. But they shall keep their covenants without taking anything therefore. Verse 27, in the same manner also, if war come first upon the nation of the Jews, the Romans shall help them with all their heart according as the time shall be appointed with them. So this is exactly reminiscent of America and its beast system. If any other country that is not in the North American, North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO, if any other country attacks any NATO member, it is the duty of the beast system, NATO, to attack that attacking country. And also, any country that is attacking any NATO member, um, they get sanctions put upon them. And those sanctions go back to verse 26. Neither shall they give anything unto them that make war upon them. Like a good example right now is Russia. America has put sanctions on Russia, because Russia is, warring with Ukraine. So to go back to verse 1, that beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is the beast system. Okay. And then it says, and upon his heads the name of blasphemies. Now that's very simple. Okay. Now who who is who is the person that upon his head or the name of many blasphemies? It's Esau Edom. So this is Second Thessalonians 2, verse 4. Um, well, let's go and start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And of course, we know that falling away is in accordance with Jeremiah 17:4 when we lost our heritage, right? And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now, perdition goes into destruction, and and that man of sin is Esau Edom, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Is he's being revealed for the devil that he is. Okay, verse 4, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High or that is worshiped, so that he is as the Most High, sits in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And now let's jump down to verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So, going back to Revelations 13 and verse 1, the blasphemies on his head, and there's more to it, but we're going to get more of that in the following verses. But uh, the beast with blasphemies written upon his head is Esau Edom. Okay, and then also too, the last thing on this here is it says, I saw a beast rise up out of the sea. Now, what is the sea? Because the word of the Most High is spiritual, it's prophetic, it's deep, it's in dark sayings, and the Most High, according to Amos 3:7, is revealing His secrets unto the prophets, right? And so it's not talking about a beast actually coming out of the water. It's not talking about, for example, Leviathan. It's not talking about the Kraken. When it says that the beast came out of the sea is the sea is representative of the people. Okay, this is Revelation 17, verse 15. It says, "And he says unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sits, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." So this beast that came up out of the sea is a beast that came up out of the other nations, right? Now we have to bring to mind Daniel chapter 7, that there was to be four major rulerships that were to rule the earth before Yahweh Shai is coming, right? And those are four rulerships out of all of the people on the earth. So just to sum it up, let's go back and let's get verse 1. It says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea." Again, the sea is people, having 7 heads, the vassal states, 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, uh, going into the UN nation. And upon his heads the name of blasphemy, because he is he is the man of perdition, right? Let's continue on. Verse 2. It says, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority." So first, it says, the beast was like unto a leopard. So this is very foundational. Let's get Daniel 7 here. Um, because this entire beast system starts off with the Greeks, right? Because what were the four kingdoms? It was the Assyrians, the Babylonians, or the Assyrian Babylonian Empire, right? Then it was the Medo-Persian Empire. Then it was the Greeks, and then it was the Romans. So when we just read in Revelations 13 and verse 2, it says, the beast was like unto a leopard." The foundation of this beast goes back to the Greeks. Okay. And how do we know this? Because when we read verse 6, uh, 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 the leopard mentioned here are the Greeks. So this is Daniel 7, verse 6. It says, "After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it." Now, we know this is talking about the Greek Empire. So when when we go back into Revelations 13, it says, "The beast which I saw was like unto a leopard." That's the Most High showing John, the Revelator, that this beast system's foundation goes back to the Greeks, because the Greeks were the first ruling empire mentioned in Daniel 7 from the Edomites. Okay? And then furthermore, it says, "And his feet were the feet of a bear." Now, what's the breakdown for the statue of Nebuchadnezzar? When the rock that was cut without hands is thrown to the feet, what's the breakdown of it? The rock being cast to the feet is the bottom of the statue, is the foundation of it. So when we see the bear being mentioned here, the bear is the end of this beast system, and that bear is representative of Russia, Gog and Magog, because it is through Russia, according to Ezekiel 38, it's through Russia that these arrows are going to begin to be launched. All right, and then furthermore, it says, in his mouth as the mouth of a lion. That's going into Great Britain. It says, "And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority." So we know that the dragon is the ancient Roman Empire. The dragon is Esau Edom. And the Rome gave the beast its power, because though, going back to verse 1, we know that the beast system with 7 heads and 10 horns, it's the beast system, but the dragon, Esau Edom, is what gives the beast system its power. Okay, because without America, these vassal states, these NATO members can do nothing on their own. For example, you have countries like Switzerland. Switzerland doesn't even have a army of its own, and it's 100% reliant on America, just like we just read in First Maccabees 8. These vassal states are relying upon the dragon. The dragon is what gives them their strength. Okay? So let's continue on to verse 3. It says, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast." Okay, so the wound right here, it says one of his heads as it were wounded unto death. Now, what's that talking about? The deadly wound unto death is talking about the Roman Empire that fell to the Byzantine Empire around the year 350 AD. And then the it says the deadly wound, and his deadly wound was healed. Now, how was that deadly wound healed? Well, the deadly wound was healed through the coming back of the Roman Empire. Now, we can, we can very quickly, I'm going to use this one here. We can very quickly get Revelations 20 because Revelations 20 goes into that. Let's see here. And we're going to start at verse 2 here. It says, "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." So this is that deadly wound. That deadly wound was when the Roman Empire fell, and they fell for 1,000 years. Verse 3, "And cast him into the bottomless pit," that's Europe, "and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. And after that time he must be loosed a little season." So when we read in Revelations 13, when we read about that deadly wound that was healed, it's the Roman Empire because again, we are living in the rebirthed Roman Empire. The Rome fell for a season, just as we read in Revelations 20, but now Rome has been brought back. And we see that, right? We see that through your Super Bowl 50, that's all in Roman numerals. We see that through Capitol buildings that are built after Roman architecture. We see that after your coins, which are replicated after Roman currency, right? With the eagle. We see that in things like the Senate, right? And the two parties, right? Which we're going to get into. Um, this is the rebirth of the empire. So it fell for a season, but it wasn't killed. We have to bring to mind again Daniel 7 that Yahushua was to come back after the fourth beast. Now we know that fourth beast is Rome. So, but this further proves that this beast with the deadly wound that was healed is the Roman Empire, because we know according to Daniel 7 that once the Roman Empire, which is the fourth beast, falls, Yahushua is to come back. Well, the Roman Empire fell for the first 1,000 years. That was the deadly wound, but now it's back. Okay, so now once modern day Rome, America falls, then Yahushua comes back. All right. So let's continue on here. It says uh oh, well real quickly too, let's get Malachi 1 and 4 because this goes into the rebuilding of these Edomites. So this is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, "Whereas Edom," and now who is Edom? Edom are the self-proclaimed white race. Again, starting with the leopard, starting with the Greeks. Whereas Edom, the Greeks or the Romans, say we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Again, going back into that 1,000 year reign we just read about in Revelation 20. Though they fell from their position of power, it says, "We will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build." Okay, so this is going into the deadly wound being healed. Okay, this is going into the rebirth, the Renaissance, right? This is going into the rebirth of the Roman Empire. They shall build, but I will throw down. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shai is going to do. He's going to throw down by coming down here in the fathership and taking these people out of their position of power. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has indignation forever, man. So they've rebuilt. Rome has rebuilt itself into modern day Rome, which is America. Okay. Now let's get back to Revelations 13 and 3. It says, and all the world wondered after the beast, right? Because, you know, very quickly, let's get that word heal first and foremost. Okay. Let me see here. Heal. I'm pretty sure I've got it pulled up here. Heal. And the etymology of heal says to cure, to save, or to make whole. Okay. And that's exactly what's happened. Now, see, America has been healed. America has been, no, no, Rome, which is America, has been made whole. Made whole to what? Well, when you make something whole, you're bringing back something to how it originally was. And didn't I just show an example in First Maccabees 8 of how they are? How they would send out treaties and say, if anyone attacks you, we're going to attack them. And if anyone attacks us, you have to help defend us. So when when this back in the days, man, ancient Rome in its power, everyone wondered at them. All right. Everyone wanted to be a part of everyone wanted to be in confederacy with Rome because they knew that Rome could not be stopped. You know, they were the biggest kingdom at that time. And so when we go back to Revelations 13, verse 3, it says, and all the world wandered after the beast. Why are they wondering? Because now everyone is seeing that th- everyone is in the belief that America has it. See, I'll say it again. Rome was strong on its own. But don't get me wrong. Alexander the Great had a very when you go into what he did with the with his if I'm not mistaken, it was his spears. He had extended his spears to like 14 foot or something like that. So he was able to, so, just kind of like in boxing, what's one of the statistics that they show in boxing? They show a boxer's reach. And why do they show that? Because when you have reach on someone, you can hit them before they hit you, right? And so what Rome did was it extended the reach of its spear by 14 foot. So it was taking down its opponents, before its opponents could even get to him. But so what I'm trying to say is that Rome was strong on its own, but it became its strongest through its vassal states. It got more power. It got more military help. And the world is wondering at America because America is Rome made whole. So the same spirit that people had about Rome, about ancient Rome, is now being had about America. Everyone wants to be a party of NATO. Everyone wants to be like America. Why? Because it controls the world in the same way that Rome controlled the known world then. So when it talks about, and all the world wondered after the beast, they're in awe of it. Okay, let's continue on. Verse 4 says, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war? So it says that they worshipped the dragon. Well, the dragon goes back to Esau, just like we read back in Revelations 20, that'll laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, the devil, it's talking about Esau Edom. So the dragon is Esau. The people worshipped Esau. And how do we see that today? Well, we see that by everyone around the world wanting to be like America. Everyone wants to wear a suit and tie and do business like the self-proclaimed white man. You see the Chinese in business suits and ties. You see even the Iranians in business suits and ties. You see the Mexicans in business suits and ties. You see the Canadians in business suits and ties. You see the Hawaiians and the Samoans in business suits and ties. Why is that? Because everyone worships the dragon, man. See, you don't see self-proclaimed whites or Mexicans or blacks. You don't see these races of people trying to dress up like the Chinese. You don't see these people trying to dress up and be like the Aztecs or the Mexicans. You don't see Canada trying to dress up and be like, you know, those Muslim states. Why? Because they don't worship those other countries. See, this world worships the dragon, man. That's what it's talking about. When you worship something, you try to be like it. You give your respect unto it. And who has, you know, although we see America at its downfall, you know, who at one point had the most respect on the national stage, man. It's, it was America, right? It says, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him, right? So everyone, again, going, going back to the worshiping of the beast, everyone is under the belief that America is the chosen nation. Everyone thinks that because America is so great and strong, that America is the Judeo Christian chosen people of the world, that America is the savior of the world, that without America, democracy can't continue throughout the world. That's the worshiping of the beast, man. A country isn't good until it's had the blessing of America, man. Right? And a country is deemed bad when America deems it bad. Look at Russia. Russia's a perfect example of it. Okay, so it says they wonder at the dragon, right? But it's not that the dragon itself, it's not that the dragon itself is great, man. Because what does the book of Daniel, I believe is verse 4, chapter 4, Daniel 4 and 17, it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and by the demand of the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. So the Most High rules on this world, on earth. That's what the scripture's saying. And the Most High gives to whomsoever he will, eh, gives it to whomsoever he will, and sets up over it the basis of men. So this Judeo-Christian nation, modern day Rome isn't great because they're the chosen people or because they're the Judeo-Christians that are, putting forth American democracy in the world. No, you're not great because of what you've done. You have been made great because it's been given to you. It's been given to you according to Genesis 27, the blessing of Esau Edom. You have the fatness of the earth, and you live by the sword, which we're going to get into that more further along in this chapter. But um, everyone wonders at this group of people because they think they got it. They think they're the chosen people, man. But your greatness is solely based upon our downfall. You're only great because we went off, according to Jeremiah 17 and 4, and according to the book of Deuteronomy 28, that says, you will be sold unto a king and unto a vicious people, which you know not. I believe it's around the 40th or 45th chapter, right? But they're not great, man. They're only in their position of power because, according to Daniel 4, the Most High put them there. See, Esau is ruling, but he's only ruling because because the Most High has put him there. So in reality, and we can link this up with Romans 13 and 1, all authority is given by the Most High, right? Lines up perfectly. So really, it's not even Esau Edom ruling. I mean, it is, but spiritually, it's the Most High that is ruling over us, right? We, so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, are fulfilling um, what is mentioned in Lamentations 4 and 21. We are fulfilling the drinking of the cup. Yeah, we've drank from the cup of judgment, but now that cup is being is going to be passed on to you, right? So let's go back to Revelations 13, verse 3. I think I'm gonna stop it at verse 5 and continue on a different section here. But it says, and his deadly wound was healed. No. Salakia. Verse 4 says, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Goes into the thinking of this nation, man, right? Because everyone thinks that America is not going to be, you know, Salakia. Everyone thinks that America can be taken down, when you tell a regular American, hell, when most of us came into the truth because we were raised in the American way, right? Into the American way of thinking, right? When we first came into the truth, it might have taken some of us by surprise too. When we first heard that America, the greatest power, on earth, is gonna fall. Like, nah, really? And a lot of people are still operating in that spirit, man. They don't believe that America is gonna fall, man. Just like they didn't believe that ancient Rome would fall, just like they didn't believe that the Babylonian Empire would fall, just like they didn't believe that the Assyrian or the Babylonian Empire would fall, just like they didn't believe that the Greek Empire would fall, man. But it fell, right? Just like Egypt fell, right? And so a lot of people are saying who is like unto the beast, you know, which further proves too, goes back into Ezekiel 38, man. This is a city of unwalled villages, man, because this place hasn't been touched. And it goes into the pride of these people. This is Obadiah 1 and 3 says, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's exactly what you people are thinking, man. See, um, as a nation, because we are in Babylon, but as a nation, we've seen Puerto Rico get its electricity turned off. We've seen South Korea declare martial law. We've seen Maui get burnt up. We've seen tsunamis and earthquakes in Japan. We've seen the cartels that are running amok in Mexico. We've seen the gold miners in Africa slay the Hamites, right? For blood diamonds. We've seen all of this, but America hasn't been touched, man. And that's what Revelations 13, verse 4 is talking about, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? That'll never happen here. That's the pride of these people, man. See, ultimately, though, nobody can make war and win against America other than Yahushua. See, again, it goes back into this being the city of unwalled villages, man. And so this is verse 5 here. It says, and there was given unto him. So who's this talking about? It's talking about the dragon, right? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. So power was given to him, right? And I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and get it now. Yeah, this is Genesis. Well, first, we can link that up with Daniel 4 and 17. The Most High gives the earth to whomsoever He wants, right? But we can further prove that with the blessing that Esau got right here. So it says, mm, 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 verse 39. Well, let's start at 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me. Also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. and of the dew of heaven from above, and by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So power was, again, man, these people are not the chosen people, man. The power that you have was given to you. America isn't great. George Washington isn't great because he was the smartest man alive at that time, man. He didn't build no fucking pyramids. He didn't build no Aztec pyramids or no Egyptian pyramids. He didn't build any mounds as we see in, I believe it's Ohio. He didn't do anything that other civilizations before him have done. These people are not smart people, man. They are just the people that the Most High has put in power because they've been blessed with the sword according to Genesis 27, which we just read, and B, you know, just as I had read previously, Daniel 4 and 17, the Most High has given it to them, and all authority comes from them. So these Edomites are not great because of they're white and they're smart. No, they're great because they have been made great. That's why it says, and in verse 5 it says, and it was given unto him, and power was given unto him. It was given to him, man, because you never had it, man. When you really look at these, so-called whites, man, these so-called whites aren't a powerful people. Which group of people dominates football? Which group of people dominates basketball? Which group of people dominates boxing? Which group of people dominates baseball, man? Which group of people dominates Olympic running? Shit. I mean, you had that movie, Cool Runnings back in the 1990s. The fucking um Hamites, no, 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 Salakia. Those were I believe that they were Jamaicans. It doesn't come to mind, but they were dark skinned people, man. I'm saying is that these so-called whites and these Amalekites, these Jewish people, man, they don't have it. They're not great because they're great people because we knock them out the box in every sport, man. They're only great because it's been given unto them, man. That's what verse 5 is talking about. The power was given unto him. Okay. And when it talks about the 42 months, it says, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. Well, that's going into the 350 years that the power was given to him, starting from 1619 to 1969, when the truth came onto the scene, right? When the bones started getting back its life. It's talking about us standing back on our feet, man, right? And let's go ahead and get verse 5 in the book of Revelation 11. It says, if any man will hurt them, fire proceeds out of their mouth and devours their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. And so that's exactly what we're doing, man, because we can link that up with the book of Jeremiah that says, um, our enemy is chaff and our words turn them to fire, man. So this devil is being taken down by the revelation of who he is from our people, starting from our elders and our apostles, man. Right? Let me see if there's any more on that. I'm gonna go ahead and cap it there at verse 5, man. I'm about 30 minutes into this. I'm gonna continue on. There's 18 verses on it. I'll probably do like three parts onto it because I'm not what's the word here? I'm not negligent to the fact that sometimes our brains can only handle so much information, and these first 5 verses, man, are very heavy, man. But now we have the understanding, so now we can think upon these first 5 verses, and we can understand that, right? So until the next part, I'm gonna end this message by saying shalom.